I'm Mike Gordon, and welcome back to my perfect playthrough of Pokemon Gold and Silver for the Game Boy Color. And last time, well, we chased Team Rocket out of the Goldenrod radio tower, so now we are going to take on the... Well, first we're going to fully evolve these Pokemon that I duped a bunch of times, and even performed the rare candy trick on. First up is this Gloom into Bellossom. Note that I duped all these Pokemon before performing this trick. Again, I'm looking for Living Dex completion, not just Pokedex completion. So now both games have a Bellossom and a Xatu. And now they're going to get a Azumarill right here. So yeah, I chased Team Rocket out of Rocket HQ. I defeated the entire third batch of trainers looking for a rematch. Battled the entire third batch of second teams. And I caught a Remoraid off of a Swarm in both games. And Azumarill, Piloswine. And I'm gonna go Remoraid here. And 2 Octillery. And it's so strange that you have Remoraid and Mantine that have something of a parasitic relationship, a symbiotic relationship with one another, and yet Remoraid is not found in the same route as Mantine. So, Silver's gonna go ahead and pick up a Never Melts Ice from the PC because I need to. Because, something I learned from my Gold playthrough, Feraligatr absolutely needs Never Melts Ice for the Blackthorn City Gym. There's only one type of Pokemon that Feraligatr can one-shot without the Never Melt Ice, so... And even though ones that you can one-shot with the Never Melt Ice have to are in range, meaning I have to get a high enough damage roll to one-shot. So both games are literally restoring their original teams back into the party. However, Feraligatr is going to the top of the list because Feraligatr has to be the one that battles Claire. They say that stay still and quiet because it is seeing both the past and future at the same time. Bellossom gather at times and appear to dance. They say that the dance is a ritual to summon the sun. And by keeping still and listening intently, it can tell what is an even wild, fast-moving rivers. And I chose to sell the one copy of the TM for Snore, because the long hair all over its body obscures its sight. It just keeps charging repeatedly. It traps enemies with its suction cup tentacles, then smashes them with its rock-hard head. So, Silver's gonna read all its Pokedex entries at the very end of the episode. So as I was saying, the reason why Silver sold off one of the Sleep Talk TMs was because I'm gonna go pick up another copy of the TM for Sleep Talk, and I don't have any space in my inventory for more than 99 of them. Anyways, while Silver takes on the Blackthorn City Gym, Gold is actually going to capture some Pokemon Route 45 and Dark Cave first. Alright. Gold caught the gold. It flies straight at its target's face, then clamps down on the startled victim to inject poison. So Gligar is actually the gold Pokemon Gold's counterpart to Silver's Delibird. While we've yet to run into Silver's counterpart to Gold's Mantine, it is also available on Route 45, so by the end of the episode, both games will have the same amount. And oh yeah, we caught Teddiursa. If it finds honey, its crescent mark glows. It always licks its paws because they are soaked with honey. Nickname Teddiursa, Bill's PC. Oh no. So what I'm going to do is go through Dark Cave while... And oh yeah, you have Ampharos to deal with the Horsey and Seadra trainers. And I actually need to explore this section of Dark Cave a little bit because there are some items to pick up. And once we get out of there, everything here, we are never coming back. So I kind of like that all the trainers on the basement floor of the gym literally use Pokemon for the Horsey line, whereas all the trainers on the... No wait, that's not the base, it's the second floor. All the trainers on the ground floor use Pokemon for the Dratini line. All Pokemon on the second floor use Pokemon from the Horsey line, and Claire uses Pokemon from both lines. I don't remember, it can't be the basic, because A, we're dropping... And I did not realize that I had fully maxed out my stock on TM13, so I gave a copy of one TM to one of my Pokemon to hold. Anyways, here's Wobbuffet, the last remaining Pokemon catch in Dark Cave. We already caught Dunsparce, so we're not going after that one. Boulder fell through. And we caught Wobbuffet, because we're so great. It hates light and shock. If attacked, it inflates its body to pump up its counter-strike. Nickname Wobbuffet. And Dragonair here is the main reason why I gave Feraligatr the Never Melt Ice. Because without the Never Melt Ice, Feraligatr basically has no shot at beating Dragonairs outside of critical hit. Ice punches. And I ran into a second Wobbuffet Gold version. Luckily we're done here. So this is the last item in this area. The Blackglasses, which powers up dark type moves. So now I have to sell a copy of the TM for Sleep Talk. Or Snore, I should say. Not Sleep Talk, Snore. And now I'm free to remove Sleep Talk from Togepi's list of hell items. And Silver is ready to take on Claire, the 8th gym leader of Johto. And a bit of a reminder, this is one of only 2 games in Generation 2 one of 2 gyms in Generation 2 where the gym leader will not give you the badge for beating them straight away. Except she's arguably worse in Whitney's case because Whitney does not send you on to some sort of fetch quest. That simply doesn't need to be there before giving you a badge. Like, Whitney just cries and throws a tantrum, and you just need to take a step south to trigger a conversation with a gym trainer, and then talk to Whitney immediately afterwards, and then she'll give you the badge. Actually, the game literally prompts you to go back and talk to Whitney again in order to get her to cough up the badge. So I manipulated the freeze strats and then critical hit slash to get the win against Gym Leader Claire. And she's in complete denial that I had defeated her. Let's go bring back... And now she's tasking me with bringing back the Dragon Fang. Meanwhile, Gold has begun his journey through the Johto gyms, while Silver is all done with this gym. We just have to enter the Dragon's Den and we'll be good. So yeah, we are on the 2nd floor. We have to push these boulders back on top of the magma so we can actually explore the rest of the gym's ground floor because, well, the gym has magma in it. At least there's a hidden revive right here. And while Gold's busy with the gym trainer, I'm gonna go ahead and try to and make the necessary adjustments here. First, I'm gonna go ahead and teach my Gyarados Whirlpool and Waterfall, since I'm going to need those 2 HMs really soon. In fact, we actually need Whirlpool right now in order to reach the item that Claire spoke of. And now, it took like over 150 frames in order to find this one female Dratini. Like, I don't get it. Dratini's like 10% encounter rate. And yet it took me 150 frames to find a female Dratini. And yes, the Dratini has to be female, not male, because there's an in-game trait that asks for a female Dragonair. This Pokemon is full of life energy and continually sheds its skin and grows steadily larger. So I'm going to use the rare candy trick to fully evolve this thing into Dragonite. And Dragonite is, and I actually forgot a hit item here as well. And we got to endure a ton of super cringy encounters here. You know, at least if you're going to make me run into a bunch of crummy ass encounters, you might as well just make them shiny. Give me a shiny one. And there's a level 10 male Dratini there. But there I picked up the max potion, and now I am on my way back to the mainland. Wow, that was a lot of encounters in the water. Usually the encounters in water routes while surfing in the water is very, very low. So this is the Whirlpool I spoke of. We need to use Whirlpool to cross it. Actually, we don't use Whirlpool across the Whirlpool. We use it to get rid of it. So I picked up the Dragon Fang, and Claire comes up. Alright, I recognize your true power. This badge is yours. And now we receive the Rising Badge. Now, the dialogue between Gold and Silver versus Pokemon Crystal is quite different. In fact, this whole sequence is different. The Dragon Fang is not the objective or getting the Rising Badge. It's actually something else in Crystal version. So the dialogue exchange with Claire is gonna be very different. That's why I'm reading her dialogue post-battle. And the final hit item here is this Maxi Elixir. And we're using Dig to get on out of there. And Professor Elm calls us to inform us, hey, he's got something for us. Which is cool, I guess. So let's fly down to New Bark Town. And though we're all set and ready to take on the Pokemon League, I'm actually gonna hold off doing that for a little bit. So we talk to Professor Elm here, and he gives us a Master Ball. This is the way the game intends for you to get the Master Ball, by the way. So if you never do win the lucky number prize, then it's assumed that this is the only Master Ball in the game, as per usual. However, I already got the Master Ball from the Lucky Prize Radio Tower contest thingamajob. So, I'm manipulating the Ice Punch. Kingdra is the evolved form of Seadra and is Water Dragon, so no longer weak against Ice types. I manipped Freeze Hacks off the first Ice Punch. I then did perform a second one, and then I went and used Slash. I also had to manip no recovery items. So all these frame manips took some time. I will admit this, I may have lost, but you're still not ready for the Pokemon League. I know, you should take the Dragon User Challenge. Beyond this gym is a place called the Dragon's Den. Come bring me the Dragon Fang from deep inside the den. After nesting in bramble bushes, the wings of its chicks grow hard from scratches by thorns. So, not all the text from Claire is missable, is unique to Gold and Silver, just her telling you what you have to do before she coughs up the badge. So specifically her comments about you telling her that you need to go to the Dragon's Den and pick up the Dragon Fang. So, Silver here catches his two version exclusives, Phanpy and Skarmory, which are the Silver's equivalents of Teddiursa and Mantine. As a sign of affection, it bumps with its snout. However, it is so strong it may send you flying. However, the encounter rates for these Pokemon are wildly different from one another. Phanpy and Teddiursa are both 10% encounters on Route 45, sure. But Skarmory is a 5% encounter in Silver version, whereas in Gold, Gligar is 20%. Furthermore, similar to Spinarak and Ladybug, Gold's Teddiursa evolves at level 30, while Silver's Phanpy evolves at level 25. So there's a 5-level discrepancy here in terms of evolutions. Like, this is yet again another game where Gold and Silver have quite a few striking differences beyond the version exclusive Pokemon. Even the timing in which you go nab the mascot legendaries is different, and the location are different. In both games, Lugia is found in World Islands, both games Ho-Ohs found at Tin Tower. Anyways, this is the last capture for Silver version in this episode. And we caught ourselves, and we both caught a Wobbuffet. To keep its pitch black tail hidden, it lives quietly in the darkness. It is never first to attack. Do not need to go on this patch of land. And now Gold's picked up the Dragon Fang, and now it's like, alright, I recognize your true power, this badge is yours. And Silver also picked up the Black Sunglasses, which power up Dark-type moves. By the way, the Dragon Fang powers up Dragon-type moves. And TM24 used to be Thunderbolt, now it's Dragon Breath. So what I'm gonna do now that I made all the necessary captures in Silver version, and Gold will soon follow. But by the way, Silver is way ahead of Gold for some reason. Gold is going to go ahead and catch her Dratini, and this is a female Dratini, which took nowhere near as long as Silver did for some reason. So now that I accomplished everything I set out to do in this episode, I'm now going to go ahead and fully evolve all my Pokemon. Right, we got Dratini. It is born large to start with. It repeatedly sheds its skin as it steadily grows longer. Alright. If I have to take a guess, we pick up the Max Elixir here. The reason why all these Pokemon take so long, why Gold is so far behind, is because I'm reading Pokedex entries at radically different points in the episode, and doing it multiple times, where Silver does it all at one go. I'm also a relatively fast reader in Silver version, whereas with Gold, I actually wait for the sound effects to clear out. Hi, Ethan. And yeah, the interactions with Rival 3 and Claire are, to my knowledge, the only instances in in all of Gold and Silver where the dialogue is completely different from the dialogue from Pokemon Crystal. And I'm not I will also say the director telling you about the Rainbow or Silver Wing is also technically different, but it's really just a couple things. Hey, with the Silver Wing, you could actually capture a legendary Pokemon on World Islands. Hey, a Rainbow Wing, the legendary Pokemon that fell from, resides at the Tin Tower. So I actually skipped ahead to when I was about to wrap up all the leveling up here. But rather than evolving my Pokemon right away, I'm gonna go ahead and trade one of my female Dragonairs for a Rhydon. Or the female Dragonairs that I duped. By the way, Dragonair is not registered in my Pokedex as caught because of the duplication trick. Don't worry, after I feed the rare candies to the duped Dratini and Dragonair, I will have Dragonair and its evolution register in my Pokedex. Same goes with Phanpy's evolution. But also the Teddiursa situation also is a decent contributor to why Silver's so far ahead. Alright, and I'm gonna learn Takedown. Phanpy is evolving into Donphan. The first Johto Pokemon to appear in Pokemon the first movie. Not counting Pikachu's Vacation, of course. Then we'd have or Togepi, for that matter. Otherwise, we would also have to include Snubbull and Marill, which incidentally are swarm encounters in Gold and Silver. And we evolved Dratini to Dragonair. We traded the other the second of 3 Dragonairs for Rhydon, for Don the Rhydon. And now we are evolving Dratini to Dragonair, and Dragonair to Dragonite, and Phanpy into Donphan. And Gold's gonna do the same thing here. I skipped ahead to the very end of the grinding session with the duplications because nobody wants to see all that done over and over again. Just cut the bullshit. Zora is okay, alright, saving, don't turn off the power. Don't turn off the power. What? Dratini is evolving. Dratini is evolving to Dragonair. And Dragonair evolved into Dragonite, and Teddiursa evolved into Ursaring. Again, I had duplicated all of these Pokemon prior to evolving them, and I even duplicated Dragonair 3 times. So I could evolve one into Dragonite, and then hand one off for a Rhydon. Speaking of Rhydon, it's time to start reading some Pokedex entries in Silver version. Its brain developed when it began walking on hind legs. Its thick hide protects it even in magma. Its crystalline orbs appear to give this Pokemon the power to freely control the weather. This marine Pokemon has an impressive build that lets it freely fly over raging seas without trouble. In South America, it is said that its right eye sees the future and its left eye views the past. Plentiful in the tropics. When it dances, its petals rub together and make a pleasant ringing sound. When it plays in water, it rolls up its elongated ears to prevent their insides from getting wet. If it charges at an enemy, the hairs on its back stand up straight. It is very sensitive to sound. It instinctively sneaks into rocky holes. If it gets sleepy, it steals the nest of a fellow Octillery. Finally, the longer and bigger its tusks, the higher its rank in its herd. The tusks take long to grow. And with that, we are effectively done with Silver version. I was just still checking to make sure I read his Pokedex entry, Donphan's. So, Silver is done, and now we just need to wait for Gold to wrap up his episode. And I do think this little detour, rather than doing everything all at once, had caused a massive amount of Pokemon to... Its rugged hide protects it from even the heat of lava. However, the height also makes it insensitive. They say that if it emits an aura from its whole body, the weather will begin to change instantly. It is said that this Pokemon constantly flies over the immense seas and rescues drowning people. Although it is a good climber, it prefers to snap trees with its forelegs and eat fallen berries. Alright, these are all the Pokedex entries for today's episode of Gold and Silver. We're still not ready to begin our first set of trades quite yet. So tomorrow, I'm actually going to do the last bit of wrap-up content in Johto before I start getting my 2 games ready for trading. Just checking what he's got. So after I relocate all the Pokemon that I just evolved or got in a trade back into the reserve boxes, that'll be done for the episode. So, if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. With all out of the way, this is Mike Gorin signing out.